So hello guys, welcome to the video. So in this video, we'll solve the question design a stack with increment operation. Alright, so firstly I will explain you the question and then we will try to solve it. So what's given inside the question, we have to just complete the three functions which are push function, pop function and increment one function. It's increment one only. Alright, yeah. So we have to complete these functions and we have given three data members which we have to use, which are value, increment and index. So value and increment are vectors and index is a integer value. So let's go to the editor and try to understand. Let's just understand that what is the question and what will be the solution for it, optimal solution for it. All right, so firstly I will explain you what is push, pop and increment. And I will also explain you what is k and this well. So it is written in a bad handwriting, I guess you would not be able to understand, so I will write it again. Increment, and inside this increment we will pass k and val. So I will explain you what is k and val. Firstly I will create a small stack. All right, so if you are given an operation as push 10, push 20, push 30. All right, so what does this mean? These three operations mean we have to push 10 inside our stack, push 20 inside our stack and push 30 inside our stack. All right, after that if I get an operation of popping, that means I have to pop the value which is at the top of the stack. All right, so I hope that if you are familiar with the stack operations, so you would know what push and pop does. All right, now let me create this stack, and for instance we will talk about increment function. So what is increment function? If I have given increment 2 as 100, so what is this 2 and what is this 100? This 2 is the value till which we will increment our value. All right, this 2 is the value till which we will increment our value. So this 2 is the index, or this 2 is the count of numbers from the bottom of the stack. So let me count two numbers from the bottom of the stack. So 1 is this and 2 is this. So my 2 will be till here. So the elements which are inside this k are these two elements. All right, and what I have to do, I have to increment these both elements by 100. So I will write plus 100 and plus 100 in front of this. All right, that means that we have to add 100 in both of these. So I will write 102 and 103. So this is the only work of increment function. We will be given a value increment, let's say 3, and we would increment it by 50, let's say. All right, we have to increment it by 50, and k is 3. If k is 3, so I will count from downwards 1 2 3. So that means that I have to increment all these three values till here, and I have to increment it by 50 by 50 by 50. All right, so what's the new value of these two and these three? So this was 102 before, and now it will become 152. It was 101 before, so now it will become 151, and it was 330 before, so it will become 80 now. All right, so this is the main operations of increment function. All right, so this is the increment function. So let me take you to the example and then we will try to solve it. Let me first create a stack. And also I forgot to tell you what one operation which is called max stack. So max stack is given at the top of the operations, and that means the maximum value of the stack. That means if we are given 3 as the maximum value of the stack, so we can only insert 3 elements. Beyond this, no element can be inserted inside our stack. All right. I hope you understood this. All right. So now we completed our 3 max stack function. That means we can only insert 3 values inside it. All right. Now we will push 1 inside it. So I will push my 1 inside it. Now I will push 2 inside it. So I will push 2 inside it. Now I will pop this 2 out. So I will pop this 2 out from our stack. Now I will again push 2 inside it. So I will again push 2 inside it. Then I will again push 3 inside it. Will again push. Now I have to push 4 inside it. Can I push 4 inside it? Can I push 4 inside it? No, because our max stack was still 3 only. So I can't push 4 inside it. All right. So I will just ignore this push 4. All right. And leave this. Now I have to increment the value of k till 100. All right. Sorry. I said something wrong. Let me correct my words. I have to increment till k by 100. All right. So what is k here? 5. So 5 elements are 1, 2, 3. Let me take another pen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But now there is a problem. The max stack was 3 only. And we have only 3 elements. So from where will I bring this 5 and 4? So nothing to worry. We will not bring this 5 and 4 from anywhere. We will just ignore this 5 and 4 and we will increment it till our index only. And what I have to increment? 100. So I will add 100 at every place. All right. Now the second increment operation. Second increment operation has the k value 2. So I have to only increment it till here. K2. And I have to increment it by 100. So I will add 100 more in this. All right. I hope you understood this. So now what's the new values? The new values are 201, 202 and 103. All right. Now I will delete this all. Now I have pop operation. So what I have to do? I have to pop this out and return this outside. Now I have again pop operation. So I have popped this out and return this outside. Now I have again pop operation. So I will pop this out and return this here only. Now I have again pop operation, but my stack is empty now. If my stack is empty and pop operations perform, so I will return my -1 and then we have to exit the program. All right. So I hope you understood this. This is our solution. All right. But if is there something wrong inside this our solution? You found something wrong here. Let me tell you what's wrong here. We have to add at every element. By going at every element, we will add 100, 200, 200 like this. All right. And this will take off n number of times of m time complexity. All right. Can we perform it in order of 1? Yes, we can perform it in order of 1. So let me take you to optimized approach for solving this. So the optimized approach for solving this is we have given 2 data members. So what we will do, I will create 2 stacks. One as value, one stack will be of value and one stack will be of increment. All right. And what I will do, let me write here, let me write here value and increment. All right. So now what we will do, I have max stack as 3. All right. Max stack is 3 only. Now I have to push 1. So I will push 1 inside my index, and for increment, I have nothing to increment. So I will push 0 inside my increment stack. I will push corresponding values in this increment stack, and the index will be same. All right, this index will be same, so I will write corresponding values inside it. So when I will get push 2, I will again increment by 0 only. When I get pop, so I will pop this out, and when I will pop this out, I will add this 0 inside my this 0, and I will also pop this, and increment stack will also get popped. All right, and this 0 makes 0 only. So I will make you understand this afterwards. Just focus on this functions now. I will again push 2. So I will again push 2 and type the value as increment 0. I will push 3 and the value of increment is 0 till now. I can't push 4, so I will ignore it. I told you why, because our max stack is still 3 only. All right. Now I will go to the increment function, and increment function exists for 5k. So we have to only mark it till 3. We just want it till our indexes only. All right. And we have to increment it by 100. So instead of incrementing every values, can I just increment it and at corresponding value of 3 only? All right. Can I just write 100 in front of 3? All right, till which the value should be incremented. So what does this mean? If I write 100 here, this means that the numbers which are below this index are also should also get incremented by 100. So this is the meaning of this 100 written corresponding to the 3. All right. So now what? Now I will increment again till 2. So this time it is till 2 only. So I will write 100 at the top of it. All right. And this 100 means that these two values are incremented by 100. This 100 means that these 3 values are incremented by 100. All right. I hope you understood it till now. So now what? When I will pop my operation, when I will write my pop operation, what will I do? I will first add this inside the value. So I will add the increment value inside our value index. So I will add and write it 103. And then I will shift this 100 towards the downward index to add it. All right. Now you understood why I was adding that 0. All right. What I will do, I will explain you again. For example, if we want to pop 3, all right. If I want to pop 3, I will pop this 3, and firstly, before popping, I will increment this value. I will add this increment value inside my value. So I will get 103. Then I will transfer this increment value at the below index. All right. And I will firstly I will pop this value out. So I will get 103 outside. And when I transferred my value in the below index, so I will delete this index, delete this increment value from here and add this in the below index. So I will get 200 here. All right, very simple. I hope you understood this till now. If you didn't understood, then try to understand in this example. Now again pop function came. When pop function came, what will I do? I will first add this increment inside my value. So I will delete this and add this increment function inside my value and add the increment function in the below index value. Add in this. I'll write here. All right. So what will I do? Now I will pop this value and return it outside, and pop this increment value and add it below. So 0 plus 100 is 0 plus 200 is 200 only. All right. So now what will I do? Then I will get another pop function. So what I have to do? I have to first add this in it. That means 200 plus 1 is 201, and this value is added below here, but we have nothing here, so we have to handle this case. And if I get my stack as empty, so we should also stop it adding in the below index. All right, so we do not have to add it here, we just have to pop it out and pop this value out to print here. All right, so by this what was happening, that I will take you again to the backwards direction and explain you what is happening. I just have to increment these three values, and I just know I want to increment only one value at a time. I don't want to increment three values. When I will get popped, I will increment my value. All right, and transfer my value to the below index. So this time complexity, this function will take time complexity of order of 1. All right, I hope you understood this. So now I will take you to the code and let's code it down. So I will take you to the Nardos website, and yes, we are given 3 data members. So what we will do of these 3 data members, these are one is vector, one is increment, and one is index. So I have already got a custom stack constructor given of main class. So now I just have to complete my push function. So inside my push function, what I have said you, just remember one thing. When I will push anything, firstly I will check that if it does not cross my max stack value, then only I can push it. So I will check that if this is my index, so I will check that if index plus 1 is equal to my value size, that means my stack is full now. And if it is not equal, then it is empty. So I will write my index plus 1 if it is equal to my size of my value vector. If it is equal, then I have to just return it. I have to ignore that number. I have to ignore that push variable, that push function. All right. Now, if I have some space in my stack, then what will I do? I will take the value. I will first increment my index. Then I will assign that value on that index, and the value is x given inside my parameters. And I will also assign my increment stack as 0 first. All right, and yes, we do not have to return anything inside my push function, so my push function is completed now. So now we will head towards pop function. Inside pop function, first check one thing, that my stack is not empty. If my stack is empty, then I have to return -1. And if my stack is not empty, then I have to first store that value somewhere. Which value? That value which is at that index place, and store that value of which was in increment function, which was at increment stack, sorry. All right, so I got 2 values. Value index gave me x, inside which I have value which I have to increment, and inc variable gave me increment index in which we have stored the value to be incremented. Then what I have to do? I have to return by adding my value in my increment. All right. And before this, what I have to do? I have to check a condition that if my index is greater than 0, then only I can transfer my increment value to the below index. If my index value is greater than 0, then only I can transfer it. For example, if this is my value index, this is my value stack, and this is my increment stack. All right. If I have nothing here and I have left with increment value, so I should not increment this value, all right, which is nothing. All right. So first we will check that if my index has some values, if my index is greater than 0, then only I can increment that value which is on the below index. All right. And when I pop it out, the main important thing is I have to decrement my index also. All right, because my index is less by 1. All right, so my pop function is completed. Now it's the turn of increment function. So inside my increment function, what will I do? I will just write 2 lines. Firstly, what I have to do? If I have given that my k is greater than my index, so what will I do? I can write a if condition that if my k is greater than my index, then what should I do? And if my k is smaller than my index, then what should I do? But if I get a smaller solution for this, let me explain you. If I have values till 1, 2, 3, let's say 4, and my k value is 5. So if the indexes is starting from 0. So I will write it 0, 1, 2, 3, and let's say my k is 4. All right. So this is my k4. All right. So every time I have to check it with k minus 1. All right. And so I will check that if my k minus 1 is smaller or my index is smaller, and the smaller one from both of this will be the value till I increment. So I will write that, let me create a variable ind, and I will write the value which is smaller between k minus 1 and index should be till that index only, till that value only, we should increment. What? Incremented by my value. Till that index only, ind. All right, that till that index, ind is my index which I got from by comparing k minus 1 and index. And before comparing these two, I have to check a condition that if my index is greater than 0 or not. If my index is greater than 0, then only this should work, or if my index is not greater than 0, then I have to discard it and do nothing. All right. So I hope this program gets you in, and I hope you understood this. So let us run this code and see if it gets some error. Yes, it is successfully compiled. Let us see if it passed 2 test cases or not. Yes. All right. So it passed my all 2 test cases. So I hope you understood this video, and I hope you are able to do this question now. And if you liked the video, please share it with your friends and comment down below what are your thoughts, and subscribe our YouTube channel. And we will meet in the next video. Till then, thank you so much.